Hey guys, and welcome to Captain Bob. I hope you all are having a fantabulous day, because today I will be talking about how to make your flight simulator more realistic without spending a heckin' ton of money. You don't even have to spend money if you don't want to. Okay, first of all, let me just debunk a myth. You don't have to have a super fancy simulator with all the bells and the whistles and the fasten seatbelt sign, the engine, fire, extinguisher number 7, and all that stuff. In fact, my first simulator was actually just a TH Hostess stick and throttle. And there were buttons for flaps and landing gear, but a lot of the times I would just fly with those both down the whole flight, which could be why my crash rate was about 3/4. Who could know? But yeah, I looked like a little bit like this. November 704 Fire Truck Alpha, this is permission to take off and land on the same runway as the Jumbo A320. We're in the ocean? I thought we were in Kentucky. Then I was like, wait a minute, why am I crashing so much? I play a bunch of hours a day, and I'm not even getting better. But guess what? Practice makes permanent. Practice doesn't necessarily make perfect. So, if you practice like I did, you're gonna perform like I did. November 704! But if you practice like an 747 captain would fly, even if it's just a Cessna, then you'll go places. You'll truly learn something. Right now my simulator looks like this, but I've actually gotten better practice on my simulator that looks like that. Which is a little weird, but it makes sense, because on this one, I'm just testing to see if things work. Then I get bored of that, so I crash. And then I take off again. And I just basically lose all the realism that I put in, because I'm not there mentally yet. So I think that if you fly mentally, it's so much more powerful than flying physically. Just think of it, it's how you use it, not what you use. It's as simple as that. The first way to improve your flight simulator realism is to have a structured course using a syllabus or something. When you use a syllabus, you get a lot more done, and you can measure your outcome and your success. Little goals become big goals, basically. Another way to improve your flight simulator realism is to minimize distractions. So just, if there's someone really obnoxious right next to you, you can either put earphones in, or just, make a Nerf war out of it. That's what you get for disrupting my learning environment! Yeah, but seriously, just when you're in the zone, you're in the zone, and you are flying. Number 3 is an organized cockpit. When you have an organized cockpit, flying is just so much easier and a lot more productive. Instead of trying to look through all the sectional charts just to find your little airport, you could just take a little snapshot of it, and boom, because you're only gonna fly 3 miles from the airport. Calm down. So yeah, papers should be at a minimum or organized. Number 4 is to have a pre- and post-flight briefing with either the person you're flying with or you can do it quietly and do it with yourself. You can just be like, okay, so I am going to fly to this airport, but land at this airport. Crash land at this airport, practice accelerated stalls, and then, let's see, pizza at the other airport. Boom. That seems like a good flight. And then, at the post-flight briefing, you can be like, okay, I took off, yeah, that's pretty good. My landing was spot on. The crash landing one, not the normal one. Normal landing actually kind of blended into the crash landing, so we had 2 of those. That's okay. And the pizza was delicious. Number 5 on the list is to set realistic expectations. You can't be like, I'm gonna fly 1 hour and be the fantabulous private pilot on the earth. Hard things take time. That's the quote of the day. So, just set realistic expectations. Number 6 is to just not go overboard on your hardware. Because it really doesn't give you that bang for the buck. You know, all those fancy sci-tech cockpits with the like little tiny instruments that cost like $175 each. You need 15 of those. Then their gourmet yoke they got from a legit A380, even though they have side sticks. And then your fancy radio stack with 7 radios, even though they all do the same thing. And don't even get me started about those little switches that like make a... Ooh, too much. Okay. You don't need to spend a lot of money to have a realistic flight simulator. You don't actually even have to spend any. Your flight simulator can be realistic with just a yoke and some rudder pedals. Not that hard. Number 7 is to structure your training. Like I talked about a little bit before, twice, structure is everything. You can't have a building without structure, otherwise that's what happens to gingerbread houses. Come on, people. Where was I going with this? Okay, yeah, structure. Before you start your flight, have what you want to do, because that's what you're gonna do. Yeah. And then, number 8 is to use feedback. A lot of times, simulators will record your flight, so you can view flight analysis on FSX by pressing escape, then view flight analysis. And on other ones, I don't know, you could probably like screen record it, but you can speed it up and see how smooth your landing was, how fancy the like altitude climb was, what your rate of climb looked like, and if it was constant, how much of a heading you held. It's just, you have a tool, use it. Okay. One thing that I think that could actually really improve your simulation with only spending like $10 is to make your own button box. And next time that I see you, or the next, no, I will show you how to make your very own button box. And that is all of the tips for today. But before you go, let's check what's in the magical box. Oh, some encoder caps, some more encoder caps, and some more encoder caps. Why did I order so many? I only needed 6. And I ordered 30. But before you go, I'm gonna show you what I've been working on without you. So, I just made a switch panel for the Cessna. It has 7 switches. They're all perfectly aligned, if you know what I mean. Yeah, this is just a rough draft. I'm gonna actually plan on selling these because I know there's a high demand for switch panels, but no one wants to pay $175 for a bunch of switches. So that's what I've been working on, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and remember that life is a journey, so keep on flying!